Hello everyone and welcome back to the Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze 90% Guide. Today we're doing 2-5 Alpine Incline. So this stage is, it's on a hit list for Donkey Kong level routers, whoever's doing the level routes. This is one of the few stages that does not have Cranky as the main star. In fact, it's pretty much the first time we get to see Dixie shining. No matter what we do, like try as we might, we just can't cross all of these gaps with Cranky Kong, so we're going to be using Dixie because she is the best alternative. Diddy can't even make these jumps. So even if we wanted to just give the guy a time to shine, he still ain't gonna get that until World 4, really. Some tricky reactive bounces have become part of the level route because of the fact that we're using Dixie. And then for the first time, we do get to see this mechanic in the route where you're actually rolling onto a bouncy object. You can get roll speed off of a bouncy object by timing your jump properly, like that. And then afterwards, you'll notice that like all the remaining bounces are sort of like regular run speed. Off of these, you'll see, for those of you who are really wanting to save every frame, you'll do the lightest possible flutters. If you're really daring. Those are really more of IL tactics. Please don't get yourself killed in runs doing that. I will be very sad for days. So, pretty quick level. And I think I know a good way to get Cranky back in here to restart. Actually, you know what? I don't need to restart with Cranky, because as I said earlier, if you'll remember to 2 videos ago when we were down in Horn Top Hop, you can finish the stage with Cranky, Diddy, or Dixie. Does not matter who you finish with, but the intro really requires that you have some sort of Kong with you, okay? And that's because you're going to be doing a lot of continuous rolling at the beginning. It just makes the beginning so much easier. I'll go ahead and do it as though I had no Kong, at least once to show you guys what you want to be doing, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you want to do if you have a Kong, the proper way to do it. So you mash out of this cutscene, roll, and then you'll drop into this ditch, and you'll jump out. The beautiful thing, remember, about being able to roll off ledges is that you can jump out of any roll, even if you're in the air. So by dipping really low, you don't get hit by that Tuck who's on the previous platform up there. And when you jump, this is a good opportunity to utilize your ability to grab a barrel in the air. Now, I started with Cranky the first time, and if you remember then that I jumped and I just broke the barrel immediately, grab it before you land and then roll with it to keep going. And then again, on this platform right here, you're going to be going underneath it, roll jump underneath it, and that'll prevent you from getting hit by this Tuck. You could, if you really wanted to, you could roll jump over it. It's your preference. I personally am more comfortable with rolling underneath it. So I'm going to, in fact, I can kill myself right now just to show you what it's like. Sad days. So, at the very beginning, should you have no Kong, this sometimes happens coming out of 2-3, very rarely should happen coming out of 2-4, because you should have a Kong. Please don't die in that auto-scroller. You're going to want to do a couple roll jumps to land yourself about here. The goal is to be able to jump onto this platform and do a very light roll jump so that you make it over this platform and over the Tuck, and you land on the barrel. And that's how Time Attack does it. So let's see if I can, whoa, about here, 1, 2, 3, 4, oof, okay. It's about 3. Let's redo this real quick. Try and get it done again. Okay. Now, the first time you saw that I fell in the hole, this time I knew I was going to overshoot it. All I did was tap left slightly. This is a pretty important skill to have in this game, honestly. A lot of people don't tap left enough because they just want to go as fast as possible. I got it this time because all I did was tap left to make sure I landed on the platform. Zero shame in tapping left for just a split second. So you have Dixie. Roll. Ooh. I'm not happy having damage here because the next thing I'm about to explain you sometimes get hit doing, so it's based on how you have, how much precision you have. In fact, as a friendly reminder, Kong Powing with Dixie turns enemies into hearts, which is actually a useful tactic late in the game. So you're down here, roll, jump. roll, roll. This is very important. You want to flutter as only as much as you really need to, because you can land on this platform before the two tucks walk into you. If you land on this platform and immediately start rolling, you'll roll right through them. If you take too long doing so, you'll fall right into them. You'll collide with them. They'll slap you and take a heart out. This makes the rest of the level a little more perilous, because you really don't want to be making these jumps and then lose Dixie partway through. You'll have no way of catching yourself. So roll, 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 jump. You want to flutter, grab this vine, and then do as light a flutter as you have to make it onto the next section. Now from here, you want to, it's whatever you want for your route. I'm more comfortable with taking a lower route. I like to roll right off of this, and then I land on this platform right here. So what I'm doing is I'm straight up rolling, and then after I get to this platform down here and I'm in the air a bit, I just jump to land on this one. Now, my specific setup to get past the next section, I like to bop off of both of the enemies, and what I do is I'm trying to land on the rightmost side of that helmet tuck. That way, when I bounce off of him, what a jerk. When I bounce off of him, I will still be low enough to bounce off of the second one, just like that. Because if you bounce on the leftmost side of that tuck, you'll miss this tuck and fall in the hole, and you'll have to flutter, which is slower. Now, once you get to this section, I personally prefer to roll down. Now that pointy tuck is basically going to be on the leftmost side of that platform that he's patrolling on. You will not be rolling through him. Instead, what you want to use as a visual cue is collect the first 2 tokens and then jump. In fact, I don't want to roll until I know I'll roll through him. There we go. So you'll roll, and then as you get on this platform, you'll want to roll jump almost immediately. You want to jump at the edge of this platform, because see that hoots over there, that big fat hoots with the helmet? That's your next target. And very importantly, you don't want to bounce until after you've landed on him, because when you bounce off of enemies with Dixie or Diddy, remember, if you press A for any moment, you'll start to flutter, and you'll notice that as you flutter, you immediately lose all of your roll speed. So if you want to save your speed and your momentum, you want to make sure that you're only pressing A after you've already bounced on the enemy. So bounce, bounce, and then you'll make it straight up here. You won't have to ride those vines at all. This jump is pretty tight. It forces Donkey Kong to hop onto this ledge, so it's just about as tight as it gets. Don't flutter. Really prevent yourself from fluttering, because it makes it even harder to get up onto this ledge. Now once you blast into the background, all you need to do is slam. You can even jump on it if you wanted to, but please don't. It's slower. For the visual cue for getting into the next barrel, there's 2 banana bunches on the right side. The first one, and then this second one right here. And then, boom, on this banana that just got collected, that's when you want to jump. It's the second to last of the second series of bananas. So jump, flutter, and there's the barrel. Now, right here, this is what I was talking about as I was doing the stage normally. You're going to roll straight off of this platform onto that bouncy propeller pad there. And what you're going to do is you're going to press A as you land on it. You're basically rolling into it and pressing A as you land on it, and this will retain your roll speed. There is a sometimes thing that happens where you end up missing the next bounce. You'll just fly right over it. To prevent this from happening, just give left a slight flick, and that will prevent you from dying. So roll, and that is what I'm talking about. See right here, I almost flew over the edge. Just tap left ever so slightly. You're only going to lose speed for the smallest bit of time, and then you'll be bouncing on this onto the next one. You already lose all of your roll speed as soon as you hit the next bounce pad, so it's entirely okay to just tap left lightly and then keep going. Now this enemy walks to the left a bit. Just gonna have to jump over him. You really have no way of making it over him while retaining roll speed, and rolling into him a couple times to defeat him would be much slower. So just jump over him. This is a good opportunity to pick up the next Dixie barrel. If you need to refill a heart, just press grab on the way down, roll, and jump. Whoops. Well, as you can see, you can just break it by rolling. Okay, so if you're going quickly through that section, this hoots right here won't be in the way. You'll be able to just make it by him before he patrols into your path. Now, right here, you're just doing a full roll jump, and then a flutter, another full roll jump, and a flutter, And then you're pretty much on to the next part, which is the last part of the stage. Pay attention to how I'm bouncing at the last part, because this part is very consistent, provided that you do bounces in the same specific manner. And this stage, for a long time, this went unnoticed, but if you're holding the run button while you are bouncing off of pads, or while you're fluttering with Dixie or Diddy, you actually move slightly faster, just like you would if you're bouncing on the ground pads. So what you want to do is you want to hold run, and then as you're on this section, hold right, don't press anything, full jump, full jump, full jump, flutter slightly, full jump, bounce, flutter, bounce, flutter, bounce, light flutter, bounce, flutter, bounce, bounce, done. So remember, as you blast onto that last section, you're doing nothing the first time, and then you're doing a full bounce, and then from there on out, you're essentially just bridging the gap between all of the remaining holes. Very easy stage once you get used to it, very consistent, usually not problematic at all. It should be a nice chance to continue relaxing and calming your nerves after 2-1, 2-2, and 2-3. So I'll do it one more time in time attack, just to wrap things up nicely. Now the default barrel for the stage is Dixie, so we won't need to worry about having to pick her up in any sort of strange way. Lots of roll jumping, that's sort of the Dixie way. And then you really want to just make sure that you grab that vine. Go into the background. Remember, I like to take the lower path. Roll jump, light, bounce, bounce. Those reactive bounces, very important. Do not hold grab or you will accidentally grab those vines that are in the air. Collecting one string of bananas. Collecting the last one, second banana from the last. Jump, flutter. Roll, bounce, bounce, bounce. Yeah, bounce. Trying to keep your speed for as long as possible. Nothing. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Lightly flutter. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Just lightly flutter. Keep connecting one bounce to the next. So, Alpine Incline. Pretty easy stage. A new record! I'm very comfortable with Alpine Incline, so please do yourself a favor and make sure that you're comfortable with doing the stage too. There's no reason to be dying or losing time on this stage, and it's very easy to hold back and prevent yourself from dying. Do make sure that you have Dixie, especially important to have Dixie because there is a trick that will save you time in the next stage by having her at the beginning. So, next time we'll be doing 2-6, Wing Ding. I'm really excited about this stage, has some of my favorite music, and a very cool trick that was recently discovered by one of our newer members, and I can't wait to showcase it. Thank you for watching.